Hi there, it's Myra here and you're on the channel Beauty and Scent with Myra. Today's topic of the day is top 10 fragrances for fall. I've used them, I've tested them, I've loved them, and I would like to share them with you guys. Before we get started, I would really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel and like this video because it will help my channel grow. So without further ado, let's get started. So how did I actually choose those fragrances and what exactly is a fall perfume to me? Well, first of all, I was not choosing them. I was just trying to see what perfumes I use during this season and understand whether or not I use them more during this season or these are just my favorites that I use all year long. Overall, these are the perfumes that my hand reaches for during the fall season. During that season, I really want something that will cheer me up a little bit and make me feel cozy because obviously when it's fall, it's getting darker and you don't get that much sun, so it's a little bit more depressing and so on. So my first perfume that I want to share with you guys is the YSL Libre. And as you can see, I've used a lot of it and this is not my first bottle. I just really prefer purchasing them in the 30 ml. Because I really love traveling with this perfume. So the notes are lavender, mandarin orange, black currant, orange blossom, jasmine, vanilla musk, cedar, and ambergris. First of all, what I want to tell you about this perfume, I do not actually agree that this is a lavender vanilla scent, as most of the people are saying. I consider this to be a modern take on white florals because I do smell white florals straight away. Yes, they do mention it, I think, yes, in the middle notes, but I smell them straight away. And by the way, I do not like white florals, so it is very surprising for me that I loved this perfume so much because of that. Then obviously I can smell the lavender. I do get vanilla, but just a tiny little bit, and it's not gourmand at all. But the name is Libre. And it's exactly what I feel. I feel free when I'm wearing this perfume. I feel confident, at the same time cozy, as if I was this businesswoman from Pinterest board wearing a cozy jacket. That's exactly what I get from this. Next one up is the Dolce Gabbana, the only one. And this is an interesting fragrance. I don't really see a lot of people talking about it, but I would say this is a more interesting take on the black opium, and it has something different, something very, very special about it. So the notes are violet, orange, bergamot, coffee, pear, iris, orange blossom, rose, caramel, vanilla, and patchouli. Patchouli are not earthy here, so don't be scared of that. But what I do smell, straight away, I do smell the violet. And it's amazing because I do, smell it in combination of the citruses with the orange and the bergamot. Then I do get coffee and just a slight hint of pear. If you have watched any other of my perfume videos, you know that I do not like a pear note in the perfumes. I do get headaches from that note, but in this case I don't, because this is just a tiny little hint of a sweet pear added on top of coffee. Iris I also get in the top, not so much in the middle, but I'm guessing it's different for everyone. I do get a lot of orange blossom as well. Rose, not so much, don't smell rose at all. Caramel and vanilla are in the base and you can smell them the whole time. It's like everything that I've mentioned before is covered with caramel and vanilla. This one does not give Lady Boss vibes. This one gives this cozy coffee break, I would say, vibe. Talking about coffee break, we actually do have the Maison Margiela coffee break right here as well. And yes, for some reason, I do like this combination of vanilla and lavender for fall. And I do notice that I like it only for fall for some reason. This has a lot of notes, including black pepper at the top, but I do not smell black pepper at all. But I do smell patchouli on the top, and yes, they do give like this earthy vibe. But let me explain. This perfume actually has like lavender, coffee, milk, tonka bean, and all the other good things. But I'd rather tell you what I feel when I'm smelling this perfume, and I am actually on a coffee break when I'm smelling this. So I imagine going into a coffee shop, this boutique place, you know, the one where all the chairs are different because it's so cozy and the atmosphere there is so different. And this is like a family business, so the whole family is working there. And then you can see, you know, just the lavenders in the vases all over there. And then you smell the freshly brewed coffee along with warm milk. And all of that is blended together. That is exactly what I feel and what I smell here. I know that it is a weird description. However, I do want to share what I feel and what I smell rather than just the notes themselves, because I mean, you can read the notes online everywhere. Okay, now we're getting into gourmand category, and obviously it's gonna be a big one because I mean, yes, I do enjoy my gourmands during the fall. And first one up is this little guy, is the Prima Materia Tricheuse, I think it's called. So it literally means a cherry. So what we have here is cherry, almond, and raspberry on top. In the middle, vanilla, raisins, rose. And in the base notes, we have sandalwood, guaiac wood, and vetiver. This is lost cherry amped up in a more interesting version. Surprisingly, I do get the raspberry quite a lot there. I also get the raisins. Vanilla is there for sure. It is like a sweeter version. And I would say it smells like kind of a cherry liquor with vanilla and raspberry syrup, something like that. Very interesting scent, not, you know, your standard cherry scent. And it is so thick that you can actually feel it around you. And that is great if you are looking for something that has amazing longevity, that has amazing projection, and you're going to feel like you're covered in sweet cherry, vanilla, and raspberry. That is for you. Another one from this brand is this one, is the L'Aviatrice, and it is so unusual. Oh my god. I have actually never smelled anything like that before. I remember when I was a child, I used to take a bath with something that smelled similar to this, but I don't remember what was that. So on the top here we have plum, mandarin, orange, and grapefruit. And yes, you can smell everything in here. Then white flowers, violet, and neroli. I do mostly smell a violet and some neroli there. And then the base notes, musk, caramel, and woody notes, not specified. I think this is the only perfume that I actually can smell all the notes in. And I cannot explain you how this combination smells like. I actually cannot even remember how it smells like. Sometimes I just need to smell it again and again because I really do not remember. It sounds weird, right? If I don't remember how it smells, why would I put it in my top 10? Because, first of all, when you spray it on, you actually can feel like there is a cloud surrounding you. This cloud is plums, orange, covered in caramel. Yeah, that's exactly what I get from it. And imagine holding flowers in your hands at the same time. Now, next one, probably something that you guys all know, is the Kayali Vanilla 28. Can you see my juice? It's so good. It's so deep and dark. So what is it that makes this a perfect fall perfume? First of all, this richness, this deepness, this darkness, I would say. It has like this amber and musk and patchouli you can smell there, this tonka bean there. It gives depth to this vanilla, and this is exactly what I want. Secondly, this is an amazing layering perfume. So for example, if I want to tone something down, I've got something fruity, maybe this one, the Eden Lychee, and it's a little bit too fruity for fall for me. I will mix the two, I will layer the two together and use it as a combination, and this will tone this one down and give it so much depth. So don't see the point talking more about that. Let's continue on with something else. And something else is the brand Gritti. Fragrances from this brand are either a hit for me or a pass, a huge pass. So yeah, but I do have some of my favorite perfumes from this brand. One of them being this one, Duchessa. This is again a cherry, but this is not just cherry. First of all, it's not the normal cherry, it's a black cherry. Second of all, you get saffron. And that saffron gives it such an interesting twist. To me, over time, it smells like men's cologne a little bit, which is again very unusual, but very pleasant. Then it has bitter orange, peach. I do smell hints of that in this fragrance, but not too much. Still, the black cherry is the most pronounced note in there. Then you get chocolate, cloves, jasmine, which again, cloves are adding just a little bit of something more interesting to the fragrance, and sweet almond, iris, and brown sugar. So yes, it is, I wouldn't say it's totally gourmand, but it has this hint of being gourmand. But at the same time, later on during the day, it transforms to this, yeah, basically men's cologne in my opinion. But to me, this is something that I've never seen before. This is the fragrance that got me into perfume. And obviously I do recommend trying this out if you want a cherry perfume, but for example, you're tired of just cherries. Or if you're scared of cherry perfumes, because this is not that overpowering cherry that we are talking about, that for example has this one, the Tricheuse. This one is very cherry straightforward, but this one is something much more interesting, something much more elegant and sophisticated. Oh yeah, and by the way, that one was in the extract de parfum concentration, meaning you spray it once, it lasts you all week. Next one up is the same brand, Adele, and this, you can tell me whatever you want. Yes, the notes here are saying osmanthus, jasmine, rose, tuberose, narcissus, ambergris, and cedar. I don't smell anything of that list. Anything. The only thing that I smell here, peaches covered in cream with just a little bit of caramel topping on top. You ask me why, I have no idea. Obviously, I cannot guarantee that that is what you're going to smell, but unfortunately, or maybe thankfully, that is exactly what I smell. I don't smell any white flowers, nothing in here. But for me, this is a gourmand that I really enjoy during the fall time, because I imagine myself sitting next to a fire, covered in a blanket, with peaches covered in cream, maybe some ice cream, vanilla ice cream is there, and a little bit of caramel topping. That is what I picture. All right, we've got 2 more to go, and yeah, there are not going to be any surprises here anymore, because Bianco Latte, yes, it was just a little bit too much for me this summer. Last summer I was using it like crazy, but this summer maybe I got a little tired of using it this summer, and you know, I just stopped for a little while. But the fall is here. And again, this is something that you guys probably know. There's caramel, coumarin, honey, and white musk. Nothing else. Coumarin is giving the spiciness that I enjoy only during fall and winter seasons. And yeah, I don't think that there's anything else I can tell you about it, because you've probably all already heard 1,000 times. This is a milky, creamy caramel with tonka bean. Very gourmand, very long lasting, and very sweet. And this description also works for our last perfume, which is the Molten Caramel from Paris Corner. So what we have here is the white chocolate, caramel, milk, brown sugar, vanilla, and praline. Again, if I just share my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions when I smell it, I smell sitting in the movie theater, eating caramel popcorn, and for some reason having milk with me and, drinking milk at the same time. That is exactly it. Very cozy. It is It is not as sharp as, for example, Tricheuse 71 from Sol de Janeiro, because it is quite similar. It has a similar profile, but not exactly the same. This one is more creamy, more milky, more smooth. That one is very, very sharp caramel popcorn. So that was about it for today. These are my top 10 fragrances for fall that I enjoy, that I keep reaching for, that I keep using. I've shown you some different options so you actually can choose for yourself depending on what you like more. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really would appreciate if you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!